Hey everyone, we're going to discuss the disturbing updates of Sean Diddy Combs' Day 18 trial. A lot to uncover, a lot to unpack, you guys. It is so disturbing. It is going to knock you out of your seat because it knocked out of my seat. I was so winded after hearing Jane testimony of Day 18, which she testified the whole day on Friday, and she's going to continue to testify on Monday. It's going to be the defense turn to cross-examine her, and we're going to talk about her testimony, what she had a lot to say, and there's an auto recording release that Diddy was not too happy with her. So we're going to be diving in, talking about this. So welcome back to That's It. Okay, you guys, so there is a lot to unpack of day 18 of Sean Diddy Combs' trial, and Jane is testifying again against Sean Diddy Combs, and there's a lot to cover. So let's get started. Now, there's a voicemail that Diddy sent to Jane in regards to the whole freak off, and which I'm going to share with you on the recording, and it was released to the public. So even during the court hearing, everyone heard what Diddy had to say um, in regards to Jane not responding back to him, that he doesn't have any time or any time for her games or her shenanigans, which I'm paraphrasing here, that, she needs to get to work. That's what she's good for, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, which I'm going to let you guys listen to. Now, what's very disturbing about this whole relationship, 3-year relationship, and she was with Sean Diddy Combs 90% of the time. Diddy drawn a contract, a love contract between the both of them. And I'm thinking to myself, if it's a relationship, why have a contract? It's not like they're having an arranged marriage. When you are in a relationship with someone, there shouldn't be a contract. There shouldn't be any terms or regulations. If you love someone, you love someone, regardless. But, this is Diddy that we're talking about. So he drew a contract with Jane, and it seemed like she agreed to it. And this contract in details, sexual activities with the freak off and the male escorts. And also, he's paying her rent and still currently paying her rent, $10,000 a month that he's paying her rent, which is just mind boggling. And can't believe he's still paying it until this day while he's on trial, which is just so ludicrous to me. But hey, but my point is, you guys, hearing Jane's testimony, how she didn't want to do the freak off, how she felt like she was being forced to do it. And, and again, I'm not taking away of her experience of what happened to her. But my thing is that the testimony that she and said, and no one enforced her to stay. And they even asked her, why did you stay? And she said that she felt very obligated to, because she wanted to please Sean Diddy Combs. She wanted to make him happy. And according to Jane's testimony, on her birthday, that Sean had 3 male escorts for her to perform with them during her birthday, including Sean Diddy Combs, which is just very disgusting and absurd. And Diddy didn't want her to use a condom. She wanted to use a condom, but he didn't. And every time when she mentioned a condom, and this is what she said on the stand, that it was just a turnoff for him. Like he was not in the mood, to perform, because she but she wanted to use a condom. And I'm like, isn't safety important? Safety first. But apparently with Diddy, he didn't want safety. He just wanted her to have unprotected sex with this male escort for them. And then he was like telling Jane, oh, they're fine, they're clean, they're good. It's similar to what he was telling Cassidy. And it just made her feel uneasy. But just having sex with 3 different men, maybe 4, including, with Sean Diddy Combs as well. And she didn't want to do it. And then, like I said, the prosecutor, why did you do it? Why did you even engage in it? And this is what she had to say. I didn't want to disappoint my lover. He would be unhappy. Wouldn't he be? He would be unhappy. Wouldn't be satisfied with me. So basically, he made her feel bad. He made her feel like, listen, if you're not down with this, or if you're not doing this, you don't love me. You're not trying to be supportive. Basically, gaslighting her and making her feel like she had to do it because according to what the defense is saying, a lot of people say Diddy did not really force her because she didn't want to have sex with one particular male escort because he smelled. And then Diddy said, okay. So he found the next one. So is that corrosion? Am I saying it right? Yeah. Is that being is he forcing her even though she didn't have sex with this particular male escort, but he found another one? But she did it anyway, even though he didn't, like beat her up or force her to. But then he used the rent money over her head. Like if you don't do this, then I'm not going to pay for your rent. If you didn't do that, like basically he was using the contract and the money over her head, and then she felt like she was obligated to do it. And then she said in the next testimony, she said, I don't know. It became, they asked her why she continued to do it. And then she said, I don't know. It had become so routine and robotic. Like she just got used to it. She got used to dressing up, fixing her hair a certain type of way. It's basically, in a nutshell, like a job. She got so used to it, it was like a job for her. It was like a full-time job that Diddy wanted her to do, basically. Because obviously they kept their relationship a secret. No one didn't know about their relationship. She knew that Diddy was dating other women. She knew about that, even though she wanted to be the only one in Diddy's life. But Diddy couldn't fully commit to that. All Diddy wanted from her was to have freak off with other men so he can enjoy his pleasure and enjoy his accomplishments, whatever, you know what I mean? So that's what he wanted from her. He did not want a relationship. He even draw a contract, for goodness sake. That is not love. That just basically control, trying to manipulate her in every sorts. And how he manipulated her? By using the rent, using the money over her head. If you don't do this, if you don't do that, rent is not going to be paid. And I have to say, is that part of the charge that's being charged against Sean Diddy Combs? And that's a big question. Is it sex trafficking? Is it transportation of prostitution? Because Jane engaged in all this. She engaged in it. She's willing to do all this stuff. She could have easily walked away. Like I'm sorry. Like if a man is controlling me and telling me they're going to take my funds away, take my lifestyle that I want away, okay, bye. And Diddy knew what he was doing. He was controlling her, and then she needed the money. And I'm thinking, why she couldn't have been strong enough and say, listen, okay, bye. I don't want to do the freak off anymore. You're not going to pay my rent anymore. I thought you loved me. Then I will figure it out. But again, she was a single mom. She has a child, and she needed a roof over her head. But my thing is, ladies and gentlemen, you cannot have men rule all over you. You cannot have men control you. Because once a man has that control, that is it. They have that power. And when they have that power, they have that control, and they can just use and dangle anything that they want to get what they want. But when we take our control back and tell these men or anyone in particular, enough is enough, you're not going to control me, you're not going to manipulate me, you're not going to gaslight me, then you got your control, you got your power back. And in these days, we have to have our control. We have to stand up for things that we know that is just not acceptable. And it's just unacceptable. You get what I'm saying? It's just unacceptable. And some men, they like to control women. They like to have that fear. They love it. They just, what's the word? They indulge in it when they see a woman that they can control. But when a woman said, I don't think so. Okay, you're not going to pay my rent. You're not going to do this. Boy, bye. I will figure it out on my own. But she didn't want that. She wanted the lifestyle. Like I said in my previous video, she wanted to be the only one woman in Diddy's side. But Diddy didn't want that. All Diddy wanted from her was just a freak off, okay? But she didn't want the lifestyle to stop. She didn't want the money keep stopping. She wanted the money keep rolling in. Not saying what happened to her is her fault, but my thing is too. She knew that she could have stopped this anytime. She could have just been strong enough to say, listen, I am not a piece of meat. I am a human being. I am a mother. I am someone's daughter, someone's sister, someone's friend. I don't deserve this. As much as I love this man, I don't deserve this. And that's what she should have said instead of having this man, Diddy, control her and paying her rent every month. $10,000, you guys. $10,000 a month. And he's still currently paying her rent. Why? Why would you let this man pay your rent after all the things that he has done to you and make you feel less than a person, less than a human being, less than a woman, treating you like garbage, basically? That's what he's been doing for the last 3 years and manipulating her. So it's just really crazy. And on top of that, what's really not nuts, but crazy about this too, they were still doing a freak off July in 2024 last year and September 2 upon his arrest. They were still doing the freak off. So even though Sean Diddy Combs was under surveillance and there was suspicious about him, the man didn't care because he was still doing his freak off. He was trying to get his last lick and a lot of baby oil before the feds got to him. Obviously, when the feds arrested him on September of 2024 and went to his hotel, they found $9,000 in a wallet. They found baby oil, lubricant, some pink cocaine, a lot of drugs. They saw a lot of stuff. So he was in the middle of doing a freak off before he got arrested, you guys. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? Even though he was under an investigation, the man did not care. He felt like he was above the law. How stupid is he to continue to do the freak off, and he got arrested, and he was still in a relationship. Jane was still in a relationship with him upon his arrest. So that's just really, really crazy to me. And my heart breaks for her because she was just crying uncontrollably in the stand, on the stand, excuse me, and just, telling her her story and telling what happened to her. But then she's going to be back on Monday because the defense is going to cross-examine her, like I said, and they're going to cherry pick everything and make it seem like, oh, she wanted the limelight, she wanted the lifestyle, she wanted the money. She could have easily walked away, which the defense do have a point. She had every opportunity to walk away. Why did she choose to stay? Is because I believe because of the money. She didn't want the funds to stop, because Sean Diddy Combs was in control of her rent and everything else. And she didn't want to lose that because she was a single mom. On top of that, she was so in love with this man that she would have done anything for him, which she has done. She's basically sold her soul to the devil and sold her soul to many men that she had sex with. Now, there's a lot of speculation. People are trying to find out who she is, and people have a lot of theories of who she is. Like I said in my previous video, I believe I know who she is, but I'm not going to release her name out of respect of her identity, because I don't do that, unless, she comes out and say this is her, unless someone else release her true identity. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to keep it hush hush, and once someone confirms it, then I can say yes or no. I'm doing a poll on my channel for people to figure out, to guess who this Jane Doe is, and if they're right, ding ding ding, I will let you know if you're right. But if you're wrong, then I don't know. We just have to wait and see. Now, Monday's testimony is going to be very interesting. What the defense is going to ask questions of Jane Doe and what she has to say, but it's just very sad. It's just very sad at what she's going through. And again, I don't know if it's going to be one of those, if it applies to one of the charges that's against Sean Diddy Combs, with the sex trafficking, with the racketeering, and stuff like that, because she was not forced into the freak off, even though it was like every night. She knew about it, and Diddy told her, even though there's text messages, which I want to show you text messages, which she said, so tiny I have to like pull it up on my phone. So give me 1 second. The text. Okay. So the text message that was shown to the jury, she said in the text messages, "When are we having a getaway? You have promised me for years. I want to get out of the hotel. I didn't want to do all of that on my birthday. You knew how tired I was. I am tired of you throwing sex in my face." Mm. So, like I said, she wanted to do something romantic with Sean Diddy Combs, just the two of them. They wanted to get away. She wanted to get away, excuse me, like he promised. But instead, he had a different idea for her birthday. What did he wanted? He wanted male escort to have sex with her while he watched and do his business. Okay, that's what he wanted for her birthday, and she did it. She was very, very upset about it. And when she had sex with one person, he didn't want her to clean up. Then he had sex with Jane, and then she had sex with another person, another person. Then he didn't want her to clean up. He wanted to do all this stuff, which I'm not going to mention because it's so disgusting and gross. It's just grotesque. And then once Diddy was done, then she can go take a shower. How disgusting. How disgusting is it? He's just so disgusting and vile human being. And this was all said during the court, which is crazy. Which is crazy. Anyway, the next testimony that she said was, "I don't want to play this role out of fear of losing the roof over my head." Let me read that again. That is Jane's testimony. "I don't want to play this role out of fear of losing the roof over my head." So she was in fear, like I said. She was in fear. She wanted to continue to do this because, like she said, this was robotic for her. This was like a job. Basically, it was a job for her. So did he pay her? Did he pay her rent? Did he pay for a certain lifestyle? And she continued to do it, even though she had every chance to walk away. To walk away. And she didn't walk away. She just ignored Diddy for 2 or 3 weeks, trying to play like this type of game. Well, I'm going to ignore you so I can just tell you that I'm not into this freak off and I don't want to. And Diddy said, you need to come to correct. You need to come correct, which I'm going to play you the audio, what Diddy said to Jane, because he was not having it at all. So take a listen.
Hey, I really don't know what's going on with you, but I just want to just give you the heads up that I'm about to really disappear on you. You feel me? I'm not going to be playing these games with you at all, at all. So I don't know. You think you silent treating me, and you think I'm gonna be You'll have a rude awakening. You'll just have silence, and ain't nobody threatening you. And I ain't trying to go back and forth with no woman. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, I ain't got no time for no motherfucking games. Where my life is at right now, I don't have no time for no games, baby girl. Me and you can be mad. I can have a spat. We can have whatever. Then after that, you better get on your job. That's really that's all it is. Cause you got me on my job. Nah, it ain't never gonna work like that over here. You know what I'm saying? I was trying not to leave this message, but you have left me no choice. So either you go in the direction of like moving on and shit like that, or you like just like have me just keep moving. Ain't no threat. I'm just being clear. I can't do this shit with you every time you get upset.
There you go. There you have it, you guys. So, okay. I have no words. And everyone heard it in the courtroom. Everyone heard the audio voicemail that he left to Jane. And if the pen can drop, you can hear it because it was crickets. Excuse me. Excuse me. Crickets, you guys. Okay? They were just shocked to hear his voice. It's a job. Like, basically, it was a job. This is her job. And if she doesn't come correct, then Diddy's going to figure it out in layman's terms. Okay? So, it's just crazy. It's just very, very crazy. On day 18 of this trial, there's going to be more audio recording going to be released, more text messages. I'm just very curious with the prosecutors who they're going to be their next next witness is that's going to testify. I'm hoping that it's Christina Kamora. I don't know if that's going to be factual, not factual, if that's going to happen or not, but I hope it does. I really hope that she makes her take the stand because she is the prime suspect. She was involved in all of this. So for me, it's going to be hard for me to comprehend if they don't have her testify, because I feel like she's the key role to all of this. Everything that has happened, everything that has transparent, everything that people has witnessed and mentioned her name, and for them not the prosecutors for not having Christina Comor, Christina Coram, excuse me, G Rock or other people that were involved in this not testify is just beyond me. But I guess the prosecutors have their reasons not having them testify or not. But I would think, because especially Christina Comor, her names were mentioned so many times by um, different witnesses, that to me it would be so hard to believe that they won't have her on the stand, because she is the key ingredient. She is the key factor. She is the what you call it, the denominator of the whole thing. She really is, you guys. And it would be very, very shocking to me they won't have her up in the stand, because she would just crack the case. She is the main person who will crack the case and who will just lay out. When I say lay out, you guys, lay out Diddy dirty secrets. She's the key to all of this. She really is. So I will be surprised. I will be surprised if they don't use her, Christina Comor, to testify. I would be very, very shocked and surprised of that. But let me know what you think about this video and the whole thing about Sean Diddy Combs' trial, day 18, Jane testimony. Do you believe her? Do you don't believe her? Do you think that she knew what she was doing, that she had a way to just leave and just leave Sean Diddy Combs? Or do you feel like she was trapped and she had no choice but to stay and participate with the freak off? Let me know your comments and your thoughts. And I really appreciate each and one of you listening to That's It. And I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching.